What's up, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Crypto Vikings. We are the Viking brothers, and we are here to help you along your crypto journey. This first episode, we're going to just be talking about why crypto, why we even started this thing, and yeah, why the heck you should care. Welcome, Mark.
Hello, I'm here to help. Yeah, so why are we doing this? Well, because people are constantly in my DM asking how to do this or how to do stuff. And what?
They're not only in your DM, they're right in your face as well. We can't even walk into a coffee shop anymore without talking about crypto.
Well, yeah. Well, the moment, like everyone nowadays talks about inflation, or everyone's talking about prices and the crisis or whatever stuff is on the news, I guess. And every time people ask you stuff and you're like, well, I'm perfectly fine. I don't have anything to worry about. And they're like, okay, so why? Because they have to figure out what they are doing wrong or what they're missing. And then inevitably you get on this topic of crypto. And once I mention it, I'm like, okay, do I want to mention this? Because if I mention this, the next 40 minutes will be just me talking and saying the same stuff. And it's kind of like it's a tough decision because you want to help a lot of people, but then also you don't want to be a billboard. So
yeah, you're spending a lot of time explaining the same things over and over again. And what you see right now is that more and more people are getting into crypto, hearing about crypto, and are like, man, I really need to get me some of that. I think to get this started, it would be very good to be sharing a little bit of what your crypto journey has been, just to give a little bit of background, because my crypto journey is way shorter than your crypto journey. And so you already were preaching all of this stuff regarding cryptocurrency to me about 1.5 years ago, where I was as financially illiterate as you could possibly imagine. And that kind of got me into a journey of learning more about crypto. And I'm here because I can fully understand the amount of fear maybe people can have about dealing with cryptocurrency, the amount of doubt that people can have with dealing with cryptocurrency, because they've never even cared or never had to care about anything that's new like that. And I was extremely apprehensive when I bought my first little bit of Bitcoin. And you helped me every single step along the way, which then kind of got me hooked to the potential that it can have for your personal freedom. And you basically got there in a 6-year journey or something like that. I'm not even entirely sure how long your journey was. Can you share a little bit about that?
right now I'm looking at what year it is. It's 2022 and I started 2000, I want to say 16, 2017. So that's like 5 or 6 years right now. And so for everyone that's watching, maybe you saw it already, but Eric is my twin brother. And it's funny because I was teaching him a lot of stuff about the world and economics, and because it had to be done. And you said it was 1.5 years ago that I started preaching, and that wasn't necessarily true. I was already preaching in 2016, 17, but no one was listening. And I've been saying a lot of stuff since 2017, and no one has been listening. And now is actually the time between 2020 and 2022 where I constantly just walk around and say, told you so. I was right. And now we're getting to this point where I'm so obviously right about at least the economic part of everything that I need to share it with people, because it just hurts to see the situation. Well, my crypto journey, basically I just saw Bitcoin and I found it interesting and I started looking at it. I started asking questions a lot online. I didn't know anyone that had any crypto, but I knew what Google was. I knew what YouTube was. And so I did what I do every time when I want to learn something new. I just watch a lot of stuff. I read a lot of stuff. And so I started to learn what Bitcoin was, and then I learned what Ethereum was. Then I learned what the coins on Ethereum are. And in 2017, I bought a boatload of different stuff. Put a fair amount of money in there for someone that's 18 years old. Is that true? Yeah, something like that. Between 18, 19, 20. Yeah, I put some money in there. Then I gained a lot of money because the market overall just exploded. And then I lost everything. Well, a lot, like most of everything, at least all the gains. And I got scammed one time that no one really knows, but I got scammed. I just gave someone $500 for no particular reason. And every time I learned more, and every time I figured out more of what this new world entails. And so, yeah, basically every time I made a mistake, I was thinking to myself, okay, this is learning money. It didn't feel like that at the time, because I was thinking, well, what is being scammed teaching me? Like, doesn't do anything for me. But now that I look back, it did a lot for me, because I now can navigate the crypto waters in a fairly natural way without necessarily being afraid or taking a lot of risk. I understand what's happening. I understand when something is just baked air, and when they're selling it to you, I understand the nuances. And yeah, basically 6 years in, I am positioned in the right way, where I don't really care anymore. I just sit back, relax, and watch my crypto do stuff. Everyone's telling me that crypto is going down a lot, and they're asking, well, how about you? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. But I already experienced that in 2018, and for everyone's new, and I'm just sitting here like, there we go again, and I know already what's going to happen. So yeah.
Well, and I think that experience and those well, we wouldn't call them failures, but like it's just experience that you've gained has helped me tremendously at speeding up the time that it takes to learn about cryptocurrency and to understand what the right type of moves are, where the hype comes from, when to buy, when to sell, and stuff like that. And I often smile because I tell people, like, my brother lost his money for me. because
Yeah.
because you lost a lot of money in 2017 and you got scammed, as you said. And taking those lessons from you, I don't have to get scammed. I don't have to buy into those things, because I now have someone to bounce off my ideas off, and you can tell me if I'm being a stupid ass. And now I can, and now that I've gone through those things and I've learned where to get my information from, I can now also help other people share what I've learned and what I've seen to that seem to get working. And also what I see right now is that the cryptocurrency, even though it's as a concept, is, well, it's not new as a concept, but the expression of it right now is getting more and more developed. So more and more people can actually use it without the sketchy interfaces that you had back in the days, right? Like this one time I wanted to send my Bitcoin to a wallet, and I tried it, and then I texted Mark and I said, hey, this is not working. And he texted me back and he said, yeah, back in the days, you would have lost all your Bitcoins right now, because Bitcoin wallets are something different than an Ethereum wallet. Things like that I didn't know, and I just tried something out. And back in the days, if I wasn't right now in cryptocurrency, I would have lost all my Bitcoin. And so the space is definitely moving to a point where more adaptation is possible. But it also means that a lot of people need to start educating themselves and need to start learning about cryptocurrency, and with people like you, and also people like me, basically people like us that put a lot of time and effort into learning this stuff, can then basically dub it down to a more focused version of that information. And people can make smarter decisions and better decisions because of people like you who've gone through all of that experience, which is, I believe, one of the core things why we are doing these types of things, why we are making these videos.
Yeah, this is one of the most important things that you can get right financially. If you're not understanding crypto, you need someone to teach you right now, because the time of messing around and trying it yourself is over. There's not a lot of moments in time where you actually really need to take action like right now. But I fear that if everyone is just following the news narrative and all the stuff that the newspaper is giving you and all that stuff, that's so outdated, and everything is moving so fast right now that someone needs to step up and needs to give everyone kind of like a heads up of, hey, this is how it works, this, go ahead and play now. Because I tried to build a business, I tried to do all this stuff, and you would just end up being stressed, and you just end up working like crazy for some money that is made up and that is always worth less. You see it right now. Even I bet you don't even notice, but the British pound just dumped like crazy for
Like it,
with like 20% or like 10 or 15%, and you go and try to work against that. Go and try. You will not figure it out. You will be stressed. You will lose part of your family, or at least the relationships that you have. You need something to hedge your bets against the dying economy that is going on right now. And well, here's your hedge. Here we can help you. We can actually help you. And yeah, I find it very um, powerful. I find it very liberating.
there's a lot in that what you just said that we need to unpack in upcoming videos. We obviously cannot do all of that because there have been a lot of steps that I've had to make mentally to understand why this is such an important thing to take care of in your life. Because obviously we all like money, and we all want money for some reason, and everyone's very much focused on getting the dollars and getting the euros and getting all that fiat money. But what people don't understand is that fiat money is basically the you can absolutely bet on that fiat money will always go down in value. And I never understood the concept that it would go down in value. I just did not. And by learning about cryptocurrency, I understood, oh man, fiat money, so euros and dollars and stuff like that, that is just one of the currencies that you can own. And there is other stuff that has value compared to those different currencies. And like with the pound, for example, going down that big time, I think people now, right now, and also that's one of the reasons why people now look a little bit more towards cryptocurrencies, because they see their dollars being worth less and their euros being worth less and their pounds being worth less.
Yeah, we can talk about all of this in our group, and this is what we're here for. I just kind of want to point out as well that I don't necessarily. You can ask Eric when before we did this. Like, I don't really want to do this. Like I'm just sitting here. Like I already have the keys. It's all good. I don't really want to work for this, but there's so much to do and there's so much information to give to people that I'm still sitting here. Like we can actually help you. We can give you the steps of how to play a whole different game than the economy right now. You can be ahead of the game. And I started talking about crypto because it just hurt me so much of how little people know. You go online and there's so much misinformation, and you have no idea what to look. When I started, there was misinformation, but there was still mostly just one sort of information because there wasn't that much around. And now there's so much different stuff that is all complete nonsense. Like 95% of crypto you should never touch. You shouldn't even look at it. But most people do because that's what's on the headlines, that's what's on the news, that's what's everywhere. And you will find that in the course as well. There's stuff that 95% of the people in crypto don't even know, let alone tell you about it. And we're discovering that, or we're covering that, because I know, and I know the answers, and I'm giving it to people. And we're not doing it even for a lot of money. We're like, yeah, here, you can use all your money to put it in crypto instead of paying us thousands of dollars for a course or whatever. Like we're literally just here I'm just trying to help people.
Yeah, you and I had this conversation of like, yeah, we could easily charge $1,000 for it. Well, we could charge like 10 times the money that we are charging because people are doing that. But we rather have you put that money into the crypto that will actually get you the freedom that you desire. And everyone should be desiring the freedom. Otherwise, you're going to be an absolute puppet of the government. And we see those steps moving forward. And we're going to make videos on that as well, because that is extremely important stuff. And I realized that for myself, so there are multiple reasons why I'm doing this. I'm a little bit more in a learning journey than that Marcus. Marcus has already done a lot of stuff in the crypto journey. But the reason why I also want to make these videos is so that I can put myself in a position where I can do more research and I can learn more about what is actually happening, and I can then immediately share it with other people, and widening that benefit that we're all gaining from being more educated about cryptocurrencies. Because the wild thing is right now is that governments and banks and news channels, media and stuff like that, they're lagging behind a lot as well. There are so many, they are entering the crypto space while the crypto space has been going on for at least 13 years, because Bitcoin is 13 years, right? Or 15 years.
Well,
I know it's old. I don't know.
2009.
Yeah, something like that.
I think 2009.
Yeah, so 13 years, about 13 years. But like, there's been people that have gone into crypto in order to get more autonomous and take more responsibility of their own financial situation. And now the government is kind of like forced to move into the cryptocurrency space while so many people have already been into it. And so I feel like it's an incredibly powerful thing to learn from, for your own freedom, for your own financial freedom, and to basically make sure that you are autonomous and that you are responsible for your own life situation. And how getting into this really helps with that.
Yeah, so the last thing I want to say, and then I think wrapping it up would be nice to keep it easy to listen to. Crypto is really about taking responsibility. Nowadays, you see in the world where everyone is so reliant on everything else. You see systems are breaking down right now, and everyone is taking the price for that. Well, that's basically our own fault. And now it's kind of like a wake-up call. We need to take responsibility for everything that we want. We need to, this is just a step in taking responsibility of your life. Everything that you would want in your life, you should be able to get yourself, instead of relying on big companies or whatever. Like, most things you should be able to do yourself. And so crypto, you should take responsibility of your finances. You shouldn't be reliant on banks that tell you, hey, this amount of numbers that you have on your screen right now, that's the amount of money that you have. And the moment we tell you that you don't have it anymore, you don't have it anymore. Like, that's literally what it is. It's the money that you have on your bank account is just a promise that you have that money. Once the bank goes bankrupt, you don't have that money anymore. That's not the same with crypto and blockchain. This is a huge step to taking responsibility, and I think it's the right step. And I think if you take it right now, if you put on your big boy pants and you start to do your own stuff before everyone else, then you're going to win. And I'm here to teach you how.
The big girl pants are also allowed. Exactly. So that is it for now. If you have any topics that you want to have us discuss, then please let us know. We're open. The agenda is very much open. We have our topics that we want to talk about that are extremely important. If you have specific questions, we can discuss those in these videos as well. Thank you very much for watching Crypto Vikings. I'm Eric. That is Mark. And we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, for everyone that doesn't have the course, buy the course. And for everyone that has the course, get into the group, because that's where you get all the information.
You have the course, you have the membership group. Get both and get set up to fly to the moon. See you in the next one. Yay. Ciao.
Ciao.